Greetings and salutations, David Duford here at Dave Duford or davidduford.com. I think that's my website, where I help insurance agents become top producing insurance professionals. I have the pleasure to corral this super busy Medicare Advantage agent in on a quick kind of overview about what he does and how his business is run. So we are talking to, is it Dan Walker, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Dan, thanks for joining. So why don't you kind of open up our conversation telling us, my audience, a little bit more about yourself, what you do, and kind of what your background is.
Well, I've actually been in the insurance business now for 6 years, actually, a couple days ago. So during those 6 years, I've been to a couple different IMOs, and then now I'm with, the insurance squad. And of course, now I've added more to my portfolio, of course, selling Medicare. I did 6 years of, final expense, door knocking, life insurance, all that good stuff. And now I've added Medicare to my portfolio and have been doing that since a week after AEP this year, or AEP last year.
Great. Why Medicare? So you're obviously successful for a period of number of years with final expense. What attracted you to Medicare?
It's so easy, to be honest.
The E word. You're gonna have to tell us what you mean by the easy. Nobody likes using easy, so it must be a little different than final expense, I would figure.
Final expense, man, it's obviously something that is not for everybody. For the ones that do make it, and continue and be successful, great. But it's something about life insurance or final expense, death insurance that you talk to these people and they've got to buy this, they got to pay for it, they've got to die to receive the benefit. And of course, Medicare, it's free. It's a free benefit that they've earned, or they've, obviously got it through disability or whatever the case may be, but they want to talk to you about it because they're looking for help. And it's so much easier. I mean, you ask them to see their red, white, and blue card, and they can't get it out fast enough. So,
well, it's true. It's like what you said is a good point. Not that you can't sell final expense or another insurance product, but the nature of life insurance is that you have to die to get it, right? But you've got to pay all this money beforehand. And so it's kind of like, it's conceptually a lot different than Medicare, which is just, you're going to use your Medicare. You're going to go to hospital visits and doctor visits. Those change every year. Some plans withdraw, some new plans come in. So I would figure it's a lot easier to get appointments, right, to talk Medicare than final expense.
Oh yeah, a lot easier. When I actually have been setting my own appointments lately, and to get somebody to talk about Medicare is just a night and day difference from your final expense, approach. It's they want you to come out in 5 minutes if you could, versus it's great.
Right. So tell us kind of what type of leads that you're using. Can you kind of describe, like, are they direct mail, Facebook? How do you end up working them?
I'm just running direct mail right now. And to be honest, I've actually just been using direct final expense leads, not even using Medicare leads.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I've been converting a lot of my FE, or if not converting FE, and obviously, getting a Medicare flip out of it as well. So we're trying to figure out the ratio on that right now, but so far it's pretty good.
So you're saying you're finding plenty of opportunity and just plain old final expense state regulated mailer leads, basically, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just obviously, if I worked my initial book of business when I first got it, and just kind of worked on those guys, and then realized it was easy once you earn somebody's trust in a life insurance policy or final expense. Of course, they're going to let you look at and then now you have permission, once you've sold that life insurance, to contact them about Medicare.
Right. Exactly.
1, 2, 3. Now you've got 2.
So are you going? So part of your strategy getting started, we talk about using, if you got a book of business, to go work it. Is that kind of how you got started in the Medicare, or just go back to old clients?
Yeah. When I got into it, and then of course immediately just ran to my life insurance book of business and just started setting all those appointments and reviewing everything, and got everything going forward. And then from my first 50 clients was probably my book of business, and then of course I started working leads and flipping people.
So you felt, I imagine after working your book of business, you felt pretty comfortable, right, about the Medicare process, the sales presentation. I wouldn't think it would be too complex to learn.
No, I could tell everybody that, everybody's so worried about being compliant. That's what everybody's so scared of. Just do the right thing and be compliant and learn what CMS guidelines teach you, and it's easy.
Right. So how does a typical Medicare Advantage sales presentation look like? Like, can you walk us through kind of what happens as far as getting into the conversation and then selling them on a deal?
Well, I mean, obviously, if it's something that they're contacting you about, obviously it opens up for permission to contact or talk to them about that. As far as the presentation goes, obviously it's your typical video. You set them up and get them educated on what Medicare is, and then of course from there it's kind of you're looking at the client and seeing is what they have, whether it's they have original Medicare, do they have Medicare Advantage, and then you're trying to just dissect the situation. And if you can look at their plan and figure out what their needs are, and maybe that plan's not meeting their needs, from there, of course, if you need to, flip them over to a better plan that may, suit that client's needs better. And of course, if they're not new to, of course, they're new to Medicare, great. Be their agent for the rest of their life, and just,
Right.
continue to help them every year when plans change and things like that.
So what are some, I'm curious, just kind of looking from the outside in, I recruit agents to Medicare Advantage in my program that you're part of through the Insurance Squad and 360. But I've never sold Medicare Advantage direct. What are the motivating factors for your clients that switch from one MA plan to another? Like, is it deductible difference? Is it access of coverage? Like, what's kind of, if there is like a underlying motivation to making a move?
Well, obviously, just first look at their needs. They're just, if they're sitting there without no teeth, or look at their dental plan, try to see if you can help them out there. But when I say dissect their plan, you've got to know your plans, and that's key. Life insurance is just, hey, here's your quote, here's your health, how healthy are you? Boom. You have to know your plans and know what hospital copays are this, or what benefits, especially if it's a Medicaid client, what kind of benefits that they have with that plan. Can you get them better? Do they need a brand new set of dentures?
Right.
Things like that. And of course, you just dissect it and pick it apart, and then, hey, here's your plan, Mrs. Jones, and this is what the options are available. Maybe this plan better suits you.
So what are the long-term benefits to selling Medicare Advantage over the long-term benefits of selling final expense as it relates to income, let's say, or just the pace of the business?
Well, what really, brought me to Medicare, and of course wanted to sell and add towards my portfolio, was the renewals. When you sell a client, or even just obtain a client, whether through an AOR or new to Medicare, every year, as long as that client is on the books, that's $255 per client. Do the math. The math is simple. I mean, I wrote 100 people in five and a half weeks. Do the math. I mean, that's what, 27,000 years. It's too easy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what really drew me to the selling Medicare. It's why not?
And you're in Florida too, aren't you?
Oh yeah, beautiful sunny Florida. Well, it's a little chilly out today.
Yeah, I know. What, it was
68.
Yeah, right. So you got your jacket on too.
Oh, I'm freezing, man. I'm telling you, I got sweats on and everything.
Well, the reason I mentioned Florida is just because if there's a state that's saturated with Medicare agents, or at least people who sell to seniors, it's Florida. But obviously, look at all the opportunity that you've unearthed just by following our simple system of success. I mean, it's out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how much business. Did it blow your mind to see how many people have inferior plans that you could help them with?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what makes it so much easier, is that it's everywhere. And a lot of people are on the wrong plans because they don't trust somebody. They sign up through a free luncheon, or the free luncheons, or they, go to seminars and this and that, or they speak to somebody over the phone. And that phone agent who's helping them is just like, here you go.
Right.
They don't care.
So
So, of course, they've been there for years, and you show up and you're their hero.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. And these people need the help too. I mean, man, so many of the people we can help are in a position financially where, you know, even saving $5-10 a doctor's visit, if it's
Oh yeah.
that, it can make all the difference if you're going to the doctor all the time. You know, it's actually something real. So
Yeah.
it's pretty substantial. So, Dan, any last thoughts? You want to give some thoughts? A lot of my audience are final expense agents. Any last kind of words of advice on why the transition to Medicare Advantage was a good idea and why they should do it?
Well, I mean, obviously we're all in it to make money. I mean, let's just get to the point. And of course, like I said, it's just more ammunition when you're in the home. So why not? And I've opened up so much more opportunity. So when I'm in a home, if I can't close this, you know, a final expense sale, which happens, I've got an opportunity to help them with Medicare.
Yeah.
And of course, long term, I mean, if you're just doing both, you do simple math, it's not hard. I'll hit my long term goal a lot quicker than I will selling life insurance, that's for sure. But doing both, super successful.
Well, the nice thing too is, and one thing I talk about a lot with agents is the importance of building a passive, you know, stream of income. I don't know how old you are or what your motivations are work-wise now, but when I was in the field, I was working 6 days a week, and I had no intention of slowing down. But I went and created my agency for the reason of developing some kind of semi-passive income. But the thing is, a lot of people don't want to get into the adult babysitting business. They don't want to, you know, recruit, and that's fine. And selling Medicare is a perfect opportunity, especially those with final expense experience, because they can start building that passive income. And when you need to take you know, put the foot off the pedal and take some time off with family, your money doesn't stop. It's still coming in because of the work you put in years earlier. So it's pretty powerful. So Dan, I'm going to leave it at that. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you got an appointment to run to. Guys, if you're interested in Medicare Advantage and you want to learn more about how it works, go to davidduford.com, click Join Dave's Agency at the top, and that will take you to an overview of how this cool Medicare Advantage program works, how the lead system works, and how we actually even subsidize your leads for you, given that you're producing enough for us. So lots of benefits. Again, go to davidduford.com. Click Join Dave's Agency for more information. And Dan, thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
See you.
Take off.
Take care, man.
Yes, sir.